I was quoted on my Coach Robb podcast that nutrition has come full circle, and I was asked to elaborate on what did I mean by that. So let me explain. At the time of this recording, I'm going to show my age here. I've been doing this now for 38 years, and it's very interesting to me how the world of nutrition has come full circle 5 or 6 different times in 5 or 6 different ways. If you look at today right now, you've got people that are advocating intermittent fasting. I wouldn't say that that's a nutritional idea as much as it is more of a concept. I guess you could say it's integrated in there. What I'm speaking more about is the idea of people saying don't eat fruits, don't eat vegetables because they have a certain amount of sugars. And I just find it incredibly humorous because if you were to ask me rather to build you a house, and you recognize that I've got to have wooden trusses to build a roof, and I don't have them delivered, how am I expected to put a roof on your house? If you ask me to build a 2-story house and I don't bring in enough wood or enough building materials to build a 2-story house, how am I supposed to build you a 2-story house? Well, when you start looking at how simplistic nutrition really is, we need amino acids, which come from protein sources, to rebuild our immune system and our muscles, just at a 10,000 foot view. You need vitamins and minerals, which are catalysts for energy. So if you and I were to go to, let's say you and I were to go camping, we wouldn't take a match and try to light a log. We recognize that that wouldn't get it started. We would bring the kindling in there, get that burning, and then it would ultimately be able to get the logs to burn. That's what vitamins and minerals are, the kindling that are the catalyst for the bigger fire. When you look at your macronutrients, your carbs, protein, and fat, that would be the big blocks, right? The big logs of wood. So let's come back full circle. What do I mean that nutrition has ironically come full circle all in itself as a subject? And that is because people get a burr up their bonnet, and I understand they're trying to sell books, they're trying to sell bags of something, bars, ready to drinks, meals, meal plans. And I just find it to be highway robbery. I mean, there's a specific reason why the quote unquote weight loss, I'm not really keen on that word, but the diet world, the weight loss industry is a multi-billion-dollar business because it's designed to fail. If you look at the idea that the only 2 macronutrients that satisfies appetite is protein and fat, and you look at a lot of these quote unquote weight loss products, they're really high in carbohydrates and they're very low on high quality fats and proteins. So that's what causes you to eat more and more, and it makes them wealthy and it makes you financially broke. For me, nutrition is so incredibly simple. Unless you have a food sensitivity to something, which I think is very valid, you need to figure out what it is. You should always be snacking and grazing and eating predominantly fruits, vegetables, and some source of a lean protein. When you combine those, every time you eat a square meal or you snack at any level, nutrition is done for you. You walk into the grocery store, shop the perimeter, it's going to meet the criteria of a fruit, a vegetable, and a lean protein source. Now, if you have celiac disease, and it's a guaranteed it's celiac disease, not just a sensitivity to something, I'll give you an example. This is what I call the textbook test. I have an individual, if he eats a red apple, his face swells up. Now, if you were to go and Google, hey, is an apple healthy for you? Sure, it's got fiber, it's got some vitamins and minerals in it, it's a great complex carbohydrate. Well, not for him. If he eats it, his face swells up. It passes the textbook test, it just doesn't pass the test for him. That's a food sensitivity. I have another individual who can eat yogurt but cannot drink milk. But he was diagnosed, or somebody told him that he's lactose intolerant. That's not true. If you're lactose intolerant, you'll get raging diarrhea if you eat anything that has milk sugar in it. Well, how come he can eat yogurt but he can't drink milk? And that again, I'm not trying to be aggressive as much as it is I'm asking you to please change your perspective and not buy into the propaganda. Nutrition is easy. Fruits, vegetables, lean protein. Find what you're sensitive to and build your own food plan. The reason why I said at the beginning of this video that nutrition's come full circle is think about all the different diet plans and all the different books that have been out there, and where are they today? They've come and they've gone. Why? Because it's a non-sustainable type of a way to eat. And I could continue to elaborate on this for literally hours, because on this side of the conversation, it's amazing to me how many people get duped into this. They got somebody that's a male or female that's hyper buff, and they're like, yeah, I eat this way and that's why I look the way I do. Well, I can tell you 38 years at the time of this recording that I've been on this side of the conversation. These people that are out there, their whole image is built on how they, or excuse me, their entire reputation is based on how they look. And then they come clean and they're truthful to the fact that they're jacked up on synthetic HGH, testosterone, or other things. But then they go out there and they dupe the regular public into thinking you've got to eat like this to look like me, and that's not true. Having lean muscle mass, low body fat, good cardiovascular system, good strength to weight ratios is a finite balance between eating good food, doesn't have to be hellfire and brimstone, fruits, vegetables, and lean protein, adequate amount of sleep, adequate amount of hydration, right balance of load, volume, intensity, workload levels, and you're going to be healthy and you'll be very athletically capable. So that's what I mean about nutrition. I'm not going to name any platform by name because I don't need to create a storm of troubles in that regards, but just go and Google how many different types of fad diets there's been over the last 20 years, and you'll go, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember so-and-so endorsing it. Where's it at now? It's on the sales rack at the bookstore. Okay? So keep that in mind. Nutrition is very, very simple, and pay attention to how your body responds to different foods. See how your body responds to based on how you're eating, how do you perform athletically? Based on how you're eating, what kind of mental clarity do you have at work or school? Based on how you're eating, how well are you sleeping? And you see how this all comes together. At the end of the day, you're healthy and you're strong, sleeping good mental clarity, keep eating what you're eating. I hope this video has made more sense about nutrition. These videos are being put out every day, so please like and subscribe. And if you happen to have a question, please do me a favor and send it directly to me and my team. contact@coachrobb.com. We're answering a question every day on video, as I said, and I want to sincerely thank you for your time today. We'll see you tomorrow.